You're listening to The Middle Age Gamers from Dimension X.
Welcome to episode 19 of the Magdx. I am here again, EP19 on Facebook and Instagram. And this guy over here, hopefully soon NOS sponsored. NOS energy drink back there, NOS on the hat. And San Francisco Giants. Listen, he's your biggest fan. Please give him some swag. If you see him, hashtag San Francisco Giants for this poor man here. This is Tristan Ibarra, the graphic artist for Pre-Edition Games and the author of Collector's Field Guide. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. It's been a good week. Productive week.
Feel better from all the raspiness of last week.
Yeah, dude. I didn't think that I felt bad like during the last podcast, but then I went back and listened to myself. I'm like, holy crap, I sound sick. Like I sounded bad.
I sound like a distinguished gentleman with my deep voice. It was
2
horrible.
octaves lower.
You ever saw that Family Guy where Peter gets sick?
Oh yeah, it's so gross. And freaking Lois is all like turned on by it. It's so nasty.
So funny. Oh my god. Don't work out for any of us, but congratulations, Peter.
Yeah.
My week was okay. We did have a lot of funny Thanksgiving shenanigans that we didn't talk about last time. Lucas ran into a post and cracked his baby tooth.
Yeah.
So funny story is, as a bad parent that I was being, me and my wife, I was kind of in heartbroken mode with the cowboy thing, and they said, "Hey kids, go outside," and it was really dark, and he hit a post or he tripped on stairs. I haven't got the straight story yet. But I want to thank the doctors and the dentist that came in on Black Friday and didn't charge me $1 million to take care of my poor boy's tooth. I think you guys are awesome for it. But the other funny story is Logan behind him, after said broken tooth, Logan ran into the window, and it was like something out of a movie where someone just smacks a window and falls down. So It was chaotic. Very chaotic Thanksgiving.
So on the subject of the dentist, and I haven't even told you about this yet. What dentist do you guys go to?
I go to the one that's right by the base. K-Part, I think, is dental.
Okay, so I mean, I go to one in Bellevue too, but I go to Twin Creek Dental, over by Target and GameStop and all that.
Right.
Yeah. So I got seen in like July. 3 cavities. 3 cavities.
Big old
and yeah. So I finally got them filled this morning. 2 on the bottom left, 1 on the top left. So my entire left side of my face was numb. Good job with it, but damned if they aren't the biggest like bitches in the world. Holy crap, man. Like I've got sleep apnea. I'm prone to, and apnea is just the closure of your like windpipe, so you can't breathe. So like when I'm in a like laid back position, whether it's sleeping or laying down or reclined or whatever, it's hard sometimes for me to breathe out of my nose. That's why people snore, because they have apnea. They have to breathe out their mouth, and that's what snoring is. Well, generally. So I'm in the dentist chair, and even before they start, they ask me, or they tell me that if I feel any discomfort, any pain, if I need anything, just raise my hand and we'll deal with it. So, most of the way through the first filling, I'm having trouble breathing. Because, they're doing stuff in my mouth. I can't breathe out of my mouth, and I'm trying to breathe through my nose, but I can't breathe out my nose. So I'm sitting there fucking drowning, basically. So I raise my hand. I let them know that I'm having trouble breathing. They let me catch my breath. We move on. Well, just so that I don't have to interrupt them all the time, then I started breathing through my mouth as best I could. But the assistant was doing a shitty job, like catching all the water that was being sprayed in my mouth. So it was going to the back of my throat, and then I couldn't breathe at all. So then that like elicited a reaction of me like swallowing, which then like interrupted what the dentist was doing. And she, with her horrible tableside manner, like reacted physically. Like I could see her like physically like annoyed that happened, that kept happening. Like, fuck you, bitch. Like, I just told you that I'm having trouble breathing. And then, like, you know, I'm nothing but polite to them. And I'm like, yeah, sorry about that. And instead of like saying, oh, no, that's okay. No, they just said nothing and like made me feel like a piece of shit. And then she told me that I needed to breathe out of my nose. I can't fucking breathe out of my nose. I just fucking told you. You dumb. Oh, I was so pissed.
Beep.
Oh, no, like, no. I was thinking C word and I just censored myself.
You need to go over to the other place because what's cool about them is that they actually have like a piece that goes on your mouth on the side and it sucks up all that stuff while you're doing it. And the way it awesome.
Sucked, man. I was getting freaking waterboarded today.
I get to watch housing shows like about people like reselling their houses and stuff and remodeling. It's great. I get
not gonna lie, like
watch
the ambiance there. It was all yacht rock. Like it was Hall & Oates and everything, America and freaking yeah, dude. Great. It was my kind of music, but gosh damn, dude, I left a really bad Google review for them, and hopefully they see it. She probably won't care, but I'm definitely not going back to them.
The last thing that happened to us was me and my wife have this weird thing where we get sick together and we go through a sick bond. I'm not gonna talk about the first one because the first one was pretty graphic of like what happened to us, but the second one, we literally like went to
diarrhea.
It was a lot worse than that. It was a lot worse. A lot worse. It was a kind of situation. Go ahead. It's okay.
Explosive diarrhea.
I'm not gonna go into the concept of it, but me and her, we bonded. We basically knew we could marry each other after this. It was pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. This one was weird. Saturday I started feeling weird. I was okay. Sunday, I was like, I feel very weak. Like I'm very tired. Then Sunday night, it started like immediately when I went to bed, puking up a storm. And by the way, I'm not eating Burger King ever again in my life. I'm done. I'm done. Fucked up Whoppers for me for the rest of my fucking life.
Oh, that's rodeo cheeseburgers for me, brother. Yeah.
Fucking
food poisoning.
Done. Eesh. Fucking done for a long time.
Yeah.
Then the morning I was dying, and then I had to call my boss, and I was like, "Hey, I'm really messed up." And he's a Cowboys fan, of course, and he's like, "Oh, are you just trying to avoid me because you don't want to give me my gentleman's dollar?" And I was like, "God dang it!" I was like, "No, I'm really sick." And then Monday, basically, me and my wife like went into a sleep coma. Like we both just slept the entire day. I wake up and I'm like, "Oh, The Simpsons." Oh, look, Beavis and Butthead. It just kept going in and out of consciousness. And thank God my mother-in-law took the kids because we would have been dead. And then we felt refreshed by 8 o'clock. It was horrible. Everything around Omaha right now, dude, my work, everyone sounds the same. They're all coughing and sick and stuff. It's like,
yeah, dude, there's something going around for sure.
Winter's out of control.
Yeah.
Should we show them our new swag?
Yeah, let's show them. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but yeah, we got stickers, guys.
Oh, we got hologram stickers.
It's like I put a quarter into a machine and this popped out.
Yes. We don't know when these are going to go up or sell soon or whatever. We're just kind of messing around right now. So please be gentle on us if you do want one of these cool stickers.
Shoot, if you want one from me, I won't even sell it to you. Just contact me on Facebook. I'll send one to you in the mail.
Yeah, very, very sweet. We'll put them all over Jeff Geski's car, though, for sure. I think this is pretty cool. I think this is really, really awesome. Especially, you might be able to throw those out when you go to the Milwaukee, next year.
Exactly. Yeah. I thought about getting us some like business cards, but people throw away business cards. They don't give a fuck about them. But stickers, especially shiny ones.
Yes,
sir.
Very, very true. So this week we're going to do something special for episode 19. We discussed this since it's the end of 2023 and we're getting ready for Christmas and all this other fun stuff. We thought we would do our top 5 games that we love and 5 games we absolutely hate. So, and then also we had this conversation about Metacritic. So we're gonna hear some reviews from Metacritic, and we're gonna kind of basically think if it's a true statement or are they just being dumb.
Yeah, so we picked our top 5 and our bottom 5 games, personal games of all time. And I looked on Metacritic and I looked up three of those top 5 games for each of us. And we're gonna read those reviews live, and then we're gonna have to defend or agree with those reviews. Some of them are pretty hilarious.
So should we do pickups first, sir, before we start
Sure.
our list?
I'll let you go first, since I always go first.
Okay. So first off, I have one in my hands first before we change on my camera. I want to thank Jenny from Ben's Game Zone. She knows me way too well. I got Battle Damaged Glow in the Dark RoboCop from Super 7.
Yes.
And what's cool about this is it actually has bullet holes in it that I can see through. Which is dope. Very classy. I love Glow in the Dark. I'm a glow whore. I hate to say it, #glow whore. But anything in the 90s that was glow in the dark I loved. And the freaking stars, everything.
Did you have a glowworm? Like one of those little like dolls?
No, I did not. But I will tell you a funny story. I had some the translucent one where you couldn't see it. So my fan at night, I basically got the fan and I put glow in the dark around it. So when you turn off the light, it looked like a tornado was spinning above you, which I thought was pretty rad. But then I got inappropriate, of course. I had a Madonna and a Kathy Ireland picture up there, and I just gave them like nipples. And I'm like, oh, that's where their nipples are.
Yeah.
But yeah, Glow in the Dark rocks. And thank you, Jenny from Ben's Game Zone. I appreciate it. She is a big fan of our show, so thank you so much.
And she has to be. She knows us.
Yeah, of course. The other one, you switch to my camera, and it's on my face too. So just to let you guys know, it's still available. They did 2 versions of these from Skull Candy. Now let me tell you, when I first saw Skull Candy, it was like the if you didn't have headphones, it was like the only thing you can grab, you would grab those. But they seem like they stepped up their game a lot. They did like a Street Fighter version of these, and they also did this one, which I was really excited for. And this is the Ninja Turtles one. I'm currently wearing them right now. What's cool about them is the sound's amazing. They got actually programming for podcasting and stuff, which is great. It does work on every system. So Switch, PS4, PS5, and the Xboxes, the new ones. There's so many Xboxes. Series X and the Series S and X, whatever they call them. I'm not an Xbox fan.
That's right.
But the attention detail is really cool. Like on the mic, it has like a pizza, and then this whole thing on the top is TGRI, and it actually glows and everything in the black light, which is pretty cool. It retails for $159.99. They also give you those custom bands. So on the top, it has bands, and you can pick out the turtle that you want. And even down to the instructions there where it says TCRI right there, it's all done in fun for Ninja Turtles. So they definitely knocked them out of the park. And if you want a pair, I would definitely go on there quickly because I'm probably going to sell it. They also have, which you might enjoy, is the little hook earplugs, and they're made in the shape of TCRI, like a little canister.
Oh, nice.
And it opens and it has like shredder colors, so it's like purple and green, which is pretty cool. So
that's cool.
But they're more expensive than these, which I thought was crazy. I was like, wow,
oh wow, really?
Headsets. Yeah. But that's all my pickups.
All right. I'll start with what I've been working on this week. What I work on all the time, so I'm done with this dang thing. Video Game Collector's Field Guide. I finished up the PlayStation 3 library.
Wow, 1,121.
1,121 games. Whee! But yeah, that select is now available on my website for purchase. If there are any PlayStation 3 collectors out there who don't want to wait for my 2,400 page tome, 4-volume book.
There's a link for that place. So we
oh
want
yeah,
to get one.
thank you. I always forget to say it. VGcollectorguide.com.
Make sure to check it out.
Yeah, and then I'll go to my second camera. You can kind of see here. There's a little bit of a glare.
Eyes.
What are you talking about? Oh, this live animal.
Oh, you have live animal in there?
I do.
Ooh.
I've got this guy.
Eagle.
It's from Eagle Island.
Cool.
So premium edition, every once in a while, whenever we do our releases, I get a care package from them, for like all of our releases, obviously stuff that we work on, so that I can show it off on social media and podcasts like this one. So I also got Eagle Island Twist and Love 3 in the mail.
I want to check out Love 3 for sure. Eagle Island Twist, I can't wait. I want to try that one too. I played it when a little bit, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, complete with. Sorry, I don't have my mat here, so I'm a little disoriented. But yeah, comes with slipcase, slip sleeve, the game, the cart I took out and put in a different case, but it's full instruction manual and challenge card.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I wrote the instruction manual and I put together this Manarok Twist Field Guide. I snuck in my branding there, Field Guide, of course. But in the game, there's all these different levels, and this has every single level and every single boss and strategies on how to play and do all that good stuff.
Really cool.
Yeah. Oh, it was a blast to put together. This one, oh my goodness, man. So we got Love 3 here. Oh, and there's a soundtrack in both of these also. I'm just not going to take them out. But this one I put together, it's 100% full clear, which is a like speed running term.
Yep.
So this game, I put together like every single level in sequence and, how you traverse. So it's basically an art book, but done in kind of a stylish way.
I like the Atari reference on the front. That's really cool.
Yeah, John Hancock actually did a review video for us, and he commented on that as well.
So good.
Dude, this outer box is ridiculous.
It's really cool. I saw that on his too.
Shiny gold. So really freaking nice. Man, that looks good.
I love gold.
Yeah, basically. And then slip sleeve, all the good stuff. Like,
by the way, manual. Can I say this? You knocked it out of the park on that instruction guide. I love Master System.
Oh yeah, dude.
So that the cover and everything blows my mind. It's wild.
Yeah. Wow. And I even went with like the prominent colors that are in Master System manuals, like that blue.
Yep.
Like I matched that blue color.
And you did quite upgrade. You don't think about it, like you had that shiny blue on there. What if Master System did that back in the day? They would sell those instructions to be like so popular.
Yeah, that'd be insane. Yeah, because we got foiling on there too. Oh, and kind of an Easter egg here. You know how he's like behind a cage? Well, he's actually locked up.
That's awesome. You did a good Castlevania 4 reference there.
Oh, I'm not even done with my pickups. I also got a care package from Old School Gamer magazine. Awesome. I'm a staff member for them and on their advisory board. But like they gave me a advisory board thing and a cool lanyard with like all these different video game characters on it. And then they sent me a Old School Gamer shirt. Oh, you can't quite see. That's the Old School Gamer logo, but you can't quite see it. And a button-up shirt.
Oh, classy shirt.
Yeah, with like a whole bunch of cool stuff on it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, Old School Gamer magazine. Huh?
Reminds me of the old Bugle Boy shirts.
Yeah. Yep. It's an awesome shirt, man. I was super excited to get that in the mail.
So I have a question for you. So where can they go? Like, can you tell them about like what that is? Because it was pretty cool. Because I got like a little column done on me in that magazine. So
yeah. So I write for Old School Gamer magazine. I have a column that I do in every single issue called TI's Field Guide to Collecting, and I go over different topics that affect collectors. For instance, what did we talk about? Like curating a home arcade, was it?
yeah, we were talking about the play choice, a lot of the play choice stuff,
Yeah.
and that type of stuff.
Yeah, so it's all sorts of different things that just pertains to collecting and collectors, and it's just an interesting article to check out. But if you Google Old School Gamer magazine, then you'll find that, and yeah, certainly subscribe. It's got a lot of amazing stuff in there, like tons of people write for it, really cool articles, tons of awesome features. Definitely don't let video game print die. There are so few dedicated magazines to video games anymore. Yeah.
If
So
you're a
if
fan of like was it Electronics Game Monthly
mm-hmm.
or like Game Pro or Nintendo
Yeah, stuff
Power,
that went
it's
away.
awesome.
That's us, dude.
Yep, for sure, 100%. And it was pretty cool to be like in the book. I'm not the biggest collector in the world, but like it was cool that I got to write an article in a magazine, which I thought
No,
was
you're
amazing.
not one of the I'm not one of the biggest collectors either as far as like the stuff that I have, but the passion that we have, we are big collectors.
Absolutely. We love the history of video games, and we love the just the fun things you can do with it. And speaking of fun, we're gonna go over our top 5. Should we go? We'll go do worst. Should we do worst first or best first?
So I'm gonna let you pick one, and if it's one of the three, yeah, let's go for worst first.
Okay.
That way we can talk about the reviews after.
Okay. How do you want to do it? Do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
We'll just go back and forth till we knock out all 5 of them, and we'll start with you.
Okay.
Let's try and outdo each other, like, and we have to say why it's ours is worse than the other person's.
Okay. So, Double Dragon 3 is my first one. And let me tell you, I am a fucking huge fan of Double Dragon. But this bullshit in the arcade and this bullshit at home is just a fucking if this is EA Sports before fucking EA Sports came out. So in the arcade, if you don't know what the fuck this is, so you would have to take quarters to get skills for yourself so you can progress in the game. And not only do they do it in the arcade, but they did it at fucking home. You only have one life to play on this.
That's dirty.
One fucking life. And let me tell you, if you can get past the first screen, you are a fucking master at video games. I fucking hate this game with a passion. And by the way, I didn't play in the arcade. I played double. How are you gonna tease me with Double Dragon 2, one of the best beat 'em ups on fucking the Nintendo, and then come back and dump shit on me? Just absolute shit on me. Why is the third game always shit? Like Contra Force and all this other
dude,
bullshit.
you're totally right. Like, in most
Mega Man
instances, 3. Yes, yeah, Mega Man 3, awesome. But Mega Man 2, it was following up. But Mega Man 3 was pretty damn good. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Usually it's a sophomore curse, but when it comes to video games, yeah, they get it really good. Like Mortal Kombat 2, they get it really good, and then 3 is, in my opinion, I don't.
Here's how it goes: if you don't have a game genie, you're fucked. That's it. You're fucked. No way beating this. This is my fucking number 5. Terrible.
Okay. Number 5 for me, and I think it's worse than yours. It's Dead Rising. Don't get me hold on.
How dare you?
Don't get me wrong. I love this franchise, and Dead Rising is a good game, but this fucking stupid ass timer. Fuck that timer.
You don't need to worry about it. Just let it go. Fucking just punch zombies all day.
I want to beat the game.
I don't even care. You put a fucking Mega Man suit on me and let me blow shit up. That's hilarious.
It's garbage.
I'll agree on the timer. The timer sucks. I will agree on that.
All right. Yeah. Everything else about the game, I love the game. Like, I love the gimmick. I love that you can pick up everything, make it into a weapon, whatever. Fighting zombies, awesome. But yeah, like you give me this awesome storyline and then like shit for time to play through it. Like and no options to turn it off.
That's why that makes me mad about it, is that they heard all these issues with this, with the timer, and Capcom could have just fixed the shit and just, all right, no
It's
timer in the
frustrating.
update. Nothing.
Yeah, it's super frustrating. They could have patched it out, or like one of these, like, I mean, dude, this isn't the original release of it.
Nope. The
And
open,
it's still the
like,
same way.
how can I say it? Like, they should have like an open timer version of it. You know what I mean? Yeah,
So
I agree.
that's why it's on my hate list, because it could have been fucking better, but it's not.
It's very true. I'll agree with that, but I still love Frank. Frank is such a great guy.
Yeah, Frank West's awesome.
Frank West, great. All right, number 4. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this. I'm a huge fucking Ninja Turtles fan. Before I even say this, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, you're gonna say number 2, or you're gonna say number 3." No, you take an IP and tell an idea and say, "Hey, we're gonna make it into a fighting game." Fuck yes. And this is across the board. All 3 of them suck. All right, all 3 categories of this game sucks. Fucking makes me mad. But Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters. This is the NES copy of it.
Oh, it's bad.
I fucking love this game. I am a big fighter fan, for one, and not one version of the game is beatable. The AI on it is absolutely horrible. And every version of the game is completely different. Every version. They're not the same. They're all different, which makes me have to, as a collector, I buy all 3 in the hopes that one of them's going to be good, because you know how fighting games go. One version of a console usually has the better one. And boy, did I get shit on 3 times. If this was baseball, I would have got struck out for reals. The Sega one, you can't even get a damn hit in. Super Nintendo looks amazing, but you just get fucking trolled by projectiles the entire time.
Yeah.
And the first one, no offense to the Nintendo, you can't do fighting moves on that damn thing. It just randomly happens. So it's absolutely trash. And I love Ninja Turtles, and it's the only Ninja Turtles game that I absolutely hate. So screw you, Tournament Fighters.
Okay, what am I going with? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. This guy needs no introduction. And I shouldn't even have to explain over here. I shouldn't even have to explain why I hate this game so much. Fuck you, Tommy Lasorda. Fuck you.
I bought that for you.
Fuck you, Tommy Lasorda. Go Giants. That's
what was the
commercial?
End. What he used to do? What commercial did he used to do? I was trying to remember.
Oh, I don't know. I don't even care. He was the biggest troll to Giants fans whenever he was alive.
Yeah.
And now I will live my life trolling Tommy Lasorda.
Now you're gonna get Tommy Lasorda comments on the bottom of this video.
I don't care.
My next one is, I don't have a copy of it, I couldn't find it, but the fucking Lion King. Oh my god. Let me tell you, as a kid,
just because of the floaty platforming or something?
No. What it does to you is, okay, it came off Aladdin, right? Aladdin was awesome. Especially like I'll say the version I played was on the Sega Genesis, right? The problem with it is the platforming is terrible. There's a level that everyone knows about, the monkey level, as I call it. Basically, this monkey's throwing you around in circles, and you have to figure out this puzzle on how these monkeys get thrown around. I've heard rumors. I don't know if this is true, but like I heard rumors that I think the Super Nintendo game is broken because it's glitched out and you can't beat it. I don't know if that's true, or you have to do something to get around it. But oh my god. I've seen more of the kill screen of that damn fucking Simba fucking dropping his head than I have actually playing the fucking game. God damn it,
just
makes
like
me so
Silver
mad.
Surfer dropping his head.
And on top of that, I've literally heard I can't wait to be king in fucking 16-bit 100 times because I can't beat the game. Oh my god.
No.
It just kills me.
That'd be grating.
I hate that game. I hate it. Hate it with a passion. Fix it, Disney. They also, by the way, they did a retro edition, right? It was Aladdin and Lion King together.
Yeah.
Best Buy had a retro release, right? They didn't even give you a case. They put the game in foam. That's how much shit this game is.
What?
It has no case. No fucking case.
What?
Yeah, I'll have to show it to you sometime when you come over to the house. It has
I
no
gotta
fucking
see
case.
this. That's
No
weird.
case. I bought this $69 retro edition thinking it was gonna be like instructions, all that stuff. No, it's a piece of foam with a tiny little Switch game in it.
Oh, that's bizarre.
Awful. Just awful. That's my next one.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely saw this one coming.
How dare you?
Clue Land. And no, don't how dare me. How dare you? How dare you?
How would Link not have money? All right. How would Link have money?
Those aren't rupees.
They are.
Those are orange. Those are orange rupees.
Dude, they are rupees. You know it, and I know it.
Yeah, but okay. Well, if these are rupees, then I guess Link also has crabs. Is that what you're saying?
With little hands that swing around.
Yeah, this is the worst black box game to come out of the Nintendo launch, the NES launch. I have no idea why.
Tennis?
Stacker? Well, at least Stacker had a robot.
No, soccer.
Oh, tennis? Soccer and tennis. Yeah, debatable. Stupid Clue Land. And why is it so expensive? Because no one bought it because it was terrible.
Why do you hate it so much? Like, this is the gameplay mechanics, or?
Yeah, it's the gameplay mechanics. I just suck at it. I'm terrible.
I'm not good at it either. I just
because they're like pegs, and then there's stuff between the pegs, and then you have to like reach out your hand to like grab a peg and then swing around it and then let go, and it's all about momentum, and it's just confusing. I hate it.
I joke and call it a Link beta test because those little monsters with the the rock in their mouth and they throw them. I can't think what the name of them are. They're in the game. Rupees are in the game, and basically it's like a dungeon built panel out and like just swinging around it. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Oh, cool, lad. You're such a good game.
Terrible.
All right. My next one is it's made by Gearbox of all people. Funny story about this. I saw the trailer for this and like my penis got a little hard on it, and I was like, yes, they finally got it right. And I've had shitty games all over the place for this franchise, and I'm like, how could anyone ruin this movie?
And I see where this is going, and we have to preface the fact that Gearbox was riding high at this point off Borderlands. So expectations are high.
It is the quintessential game that basically created first-person shooters. I would have to say that for what or your Call of Duties or anything like right now. So saw this trailer, go out there, watch it. So what happened was they were making Borderlands 2. They took a trailer. This is what everyone was bitching about, was that the trailer was not actual gameplay footage. But I didn't care. Yeah. Gearbox had a good thing. I know they're going to take care of me. They gave it to another company to do while they were making Borderlands, and they sucked. Then I ordered the collector's edition, which cost me a shit ton of money. I tried to look for reviews before it came out, and no one had reviews. And everyone was like, what the F is going on?
Gee, I wonder why.
I was like, cool, I buy it. So when my item was shipping to me, everyone was like, this is the worst game ever. This is horrible. Gearbox, you're terrible. And I'm just bummed. And I popped it in, and damn it, it was terrible. And that would be Aliens Colonial Marines. Now, this is my collector's edition. By the way, I had Hicks sign this. Hicks did voice acting in this thing, okay?
Oh, cool.
When I asked him about this is Michael Bean, by the way.
Yeah.
I asked him about this when I brought it. He looks at me like he's never seen it before. And he was like, oh, cool. That's a pretty cool item. And I was like, you did voices in this? He's like, I did? Even he didn't know about himself being in this game. And I was so on top of shitty game. I was disappointed.
Legit.
I said, dude, that's you in the fucking in the thing. That's you. And he's like, I have no clue about it. No
Oh
recollection of
my
it or
gosh,
anything.
that's funny.
And funny story about the game, when the game was developed, there was one error in the game that screwed up all the AI on it.
Oh, that's right. It was
And
like 1 digit or something like that. Yeah.
one digit they could have fixed. Now they patched it on the PC, someone patched on the PC and fixed the game, and it was awesome. But of course, the patch never got on PS3 or Xbox 360 or like that, and this game blew up like out of style. And let me tell you what, I am a big fucking Aliens fan, and when they said that Michael Biehn was coming back and that they were doing an alternate, thing for this, for the ending, of not Alien 3, I was fucking amped. Amped. And after that, that's the day I stopped believing trailers, even for like movies or anything. It like really pissed me off.
Yeah.
You want a good laugh? Go ahead and go buy yourself a copy. It's like $2. So go have fun. Gearbox, you're dirty for what you did to me. I will never forgive you. Borderlands should have been pushed aside. Let's delay this. Let's get this game fixed, and it would have been awesome. But you see how it went. After that, they haven't really done much, since Borderlands 2. So I know they have 3, but no one really talks about 3 as much as they did. So sorry, Gearbox, you ruined it.
You don't know how perfect a segue that was for my next pick. Because talk about a bait and switch, talk about a storied studio on board to take on one of my most beloved franchises of all time.
I know what this is.
How could it go wrong? It's got Patrick Stewart doing voiceovers for the trailer. This must be amazing. It's got Hideo Kojima's team working on it. It's got to be great. Oh my gosh, Konami's taking my franchise into 3D again? Wow, what could go wrong? Everything went wrong. Everything.
It's a good collection you got there.
Yeah, great collection. I haven't played Mirror of Fate. It's supposedly pretty good. But as far as the 3D adventures of this schmuck here, I can't even care to remember his name. Not a fan of this franchise. Not a fan. I was very, very disappointed. There are some people that like this game. Don't get me wrong. I'm not one of them. Don't get me confused with one of those people. But it was all about expectations, shattered expectations.
But here's the thing, though. They got redemption. They made Metroid Dread. Mercury Steam, that's like basically like their first game they had.
Oh, I'm so happy for you that you got Metroid Dread. So happy for you. All of us Castlevania fans are so happy for you.
Hey, you wanted Metroidvania, you freaking got it. And let me tell you what. You get all the good shit, and then I get to hear rumors about Dread. No one talks about what Dread is. It's just like this hidden thing for years, and then finally they just bomb dropped this on Nintendo, which was fucking sweet.
Let's see if I can find a year on this. This says 2004. No, that can't be right. 2004?
Yeah.
No, that's not right. Whatever year this came out, this is the last time that we Castlevania fans got a new Castlevania game outside of like Apple Arcade.
Time
this
out.
Is it.
You got Bloodstained. You got something.
Bloodstained? That's not a Castlevania game.
It's made by a Castlevania guy with Castlevania gameplay.
It's not Konami. It's not Castlevania. It's not the Belmonts. I'll put it that way. We
don't need the Belmonts.
It's not my Belmont for Congress. It's not my beloved Belmonts.
Oh, Belmonts.
I'm so salty.
You want Alucard. You don't want Belmonts. You want Alucard.
I mean, Alucard's a badass companion to many Belmonts.
I feel like if Konami's going to do it, right, Konami should have a sequel to Symphony of the Night. Like an actual 2D sequel. Think about it in the context of Gale Guardians. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It would be freaking sick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong. I would love to play as Richter again, but, I mean, you know, they teamed up and beat Dracula, so I don't see what they would do.
My last one, number one, Alex is going to hate me for this, and I don't care. And I don't care about anyone else. I'm going to get so much heat for this, and I don't care. And I don't have a game for it, but I do have the dollar you gave me, or the $1,000 bill I got here. Wish I could cash this in, but I fucking hate this franchise. I hate everything about it. I hate the games. I hate the music. I hate the trading cards. I hate the people that try to collect for it all the time. They don't give two shits about this fucking thing.
Oh, I know.
Hate it.
I know.
I fucking hate it. I wish I could burn every copy off the ground. And that's fucking Pokemon. I cannot stand this thing, and I'm glad I was in the era prior to this. Funny story about this game. When Super Smash Brothers came out, Nintendo tried to do drug deals. So, you know what drug dealers do? They sprinkle you a little bit of drugs, and they say, hey, check this out, see if you like it, and then they get you hooked, and then you come back. So they were like, well, you buy Smash Brothers, you get half off on either blue or red. So I saw a dragon, and I was like, maybe it's like Zelda. I looked at the back, maybe it's like Link's Awakening. So I bought it. And then after that, I got pissed off. I'm like, oh, it's a role-playing game with fucking animals. That's fucking great. And then I had to come home from school every day, and I had that stupid song, I gotta be the very best. Shut the fuck up.
Gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon.
Hate it. Who's that Pokemon? Not watching it, so fuck off. And now it's like out of control. Like you see it. We go to the collectors, we go there, and what happens every time? Do you got this Pokemon? Do you got this Pokemon? Do you got this Pokemon? It's like crack.
Yeah.
And then Lionheart and all them with their stupid cards and fucking Mr. Prime himself. Oh, I got a Charizard. It's so good. Rare, rare. That's what brought cards back, is all this stupid chase card shit.
Yeah.
I hate it. Sorry. I had to get off my soapbox here. Fuck Pikachu. Fuck whatever you have out there. I only know Pikachu, so fuck Pikachu.
Okay. My final one. It's this limited run blind box that I haven't opened. In the off chance that it's another copy of Castlevania Lords of Shadow, fuck this game.
Blind boxes are
I'm actually tempted to open this. This is a Vita blind box.
Here's the thing. I've not heard one person open one of those things and got something they wanted.
That's what I'm afraid of. I should just sell this to Ben. Well, no, Ben probably wouldn't give me much for it. I don't know.
I like I said, I don't know, but I've not heard someone like, oh, I got a breach and clear. I've not heard that ever.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know, like, do you consider this as part of the Vita library?
No.
A blind box? No.
Because it's basically releases of what games they have.
Yeah.
So like,
it is.
Like I saw a bunch of people, you remember that Retro Dragon game that we got when it first came out? I saw a lot of those at Octodad.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a lot of those.
Yeah. This is probably Octodad.
It's a smart move by them. Don't get me wrong.
Super smart.
But I never bought a blind box from them. I'm like, it's not worth it. Not worth my money and time to have some crappy game I don't like.
But people do love blind boxes. It's just people are gambling in general. So
yeah, for sure. I don't know. The thing is that I feel like this. Make it like a card set, right? When you do your blind boxes, these are the games we're going to put in there. These certain games. And you have a 1 in chance of this, you have a 1 in chance of just like they do now. That's an actual blind box because you know what you're going to possibly get.
Yeah, limited run. Like for all we know, this is this. Like they didn't sell like freaking 4,000 copies of Octodad, and that's all that's in the blind boxes.
What if it's 1-for-1 poop slinger?
Oh. Or what if it's a boat?
It could be a boat.
Yeah,
you can float on the water for sure with that blind box around it.
But yeah, no, truthfully, I couldn't find a fifth one, so I just grabbed that blind box and was going to make a joke about hating Castlevania Lords of Shadow even more. So
it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. One day you'll love it. You'll love God of Castlevania. What if Kratos and Belmonts were in there together? You would loved it.
Mm-mm.
Awesome crossover. Hashtag Lords of Shadow. Bring it back.
Yeah.
We need a third.
No.
All right. Now we're going on to the warm and fuzzies. The
Holy
ones
crap!
that
I never changed the ticker. What an idiot!
you're okay.
Oh well.
It's okay.
Well,
Hey,
better late than never.
we'll do what we do. All right. Now we're gonna do uh our warm and fuzzies. You know, home cooking. So the games that you either play all the time, the ones you enjoy all the time. These are going to be our top 5 best, and it's going to start from bottom to top as usual. So I'll let you go first, Tur. What is your number 5 game that you enjoy?
Okay. Well, one slight more explanation. So, like I said at the very beginning, we went on Metacritic and looked up some negative reviews for some of the games that are our favorite games. So, as we hit upon those 3 games each with negative reviews, I'm going to read them, and we have to either defend or agree with those negative reviews.
Okay.
Okay. So, numero 5 for me. Pinball Fantasies. I don't have them with me right now, but Pinball Fantasies. Yeah. I love that pinball game. It's what like I love all these like digital pinball games, and I love pinball in general. But Pinball Fantasies, like I had it on the PC as a kid, and it's so much fun. Like every single table was really well built and has so much replay value. Like for anyone who loves pinball, like usually digital pinball games aren't that great, but Pinball Fantasies is awesome and has great soundtrack to boot. Just a real hidden gem. And I know that it's weird saying that like a pinball game is on my top 5 games of all time, but that one like definitely has a part of my soul, a part of my heart. Just because I played it growing up and had a whole lot of fun with it and love pinball because of it.
Yeah, it's funny. I'll tell you a funny story that you'll enjoy. My best friend, Joe, at the time, his mom and them had to do like they're from Nebraska, which was really funny. They had to go on a trip to see their grandma in Nebraska,
I had no
and
idea.
they had me to house sit, right? So I had nothing to do. I was like super bored. And I had video games and stuff, but I like the games they had were like super boring. So his computer was on, and I found Space Shuttle. Uh, and I played that game the entire time that they were gone. I like literally played like 8 or 9 hours of that game, getting
That's
high
funny.
scores. Love that pinball game. I wish I could make one of those digital pinball ones with that just on it.
Yeah, no. I bet it's been done.
Super cool.
Yeah.
All right. My first one, I love the soundtrack for it. I love the company that does it, and I also love the gameplay of it. And I went to our friend's house and watched this game, and I literally begged my mom to go out and get it. And that was Batman for the NES. Holy crap. I want a vinyl soundtrack of this game, but it's like $200 that someone made in their house. But man, I love this game from top to bottom. It's got Ninja Gaiden kind of like gameplay to it. It's very dark and moody, which wasn't, at the time it was always like bright colors and things like that. The weapon system's awesome. Even the ridiculousness of each level, it's like super platforming really hard, but I love it. It's good across the board. That's my number 5. If you haven't played it, you need to go out and get it for sure.
Cool. Number 4 for me is and I can't split them apart because it's a story, and like both of them together make a story. It's Suikoden 1 and 2.
Right.
You had mentioned that Pokemon, like you were like, it's an RPG, and that's a fair reaction for people who don't like RPGs, and I'm not a fan of Pokemon myself, truth be told. But like I was exposed to JRPGs back when Dragon Warrior was a thing and Final Fantasy was on the NES, and I have no idea like what friend had those games or how I was exposed to it, but I was exposed to those games like way back in the day, and I actually liked them. It was a lot of fun. I remember playing those like a lot, especially Dragon Warrior. Um, like trying to beat the metal slimes and like it was a tough game, especially if you don't have a guide, which was what Nintendo Power was for. But Suikoden 1 and 2 to me like epitomize the best of what RPGs were for the PlayStation era. Um, awesome combat, amazing story, and like I said, it spans from and I I have to like step back a second and say, because I just said that I don't like Pokemon. Suikoden, you have to collect characters just like you collect Pokemon. So, whatever. It's the 108 stars of destiny, and if you get all 108 people in your army, then you get the best ending. So yeah, I mean,
Is it a
there's
lot of
actually
grinding?
not really, no, not a lot of grinding, just a whole lot of really good story. And enough like extra stuff to keep you occupied. It's
Yeah.
really fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
can't
I got
recommend it
fish
enough.
too. I know you gave me 2 for my Poly Mega, and I gotta definitely try it out. I wanted to sit down and play that.
Yeah.
Uh, my next one. Uh, let me say the funny story about it. This has to have a lot of sentimental to you. So I went to I was leaving Maryland because I had an incident in Maryland where I got attacked and got my
In
eye
West
busted open.
Philadelphia, born and raised in the
Yep.
playground. Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
That's basically what happened. I literally had the Fresh Prince thing happen to me. So I was in DC. This is around the Rodney King time, you know. There's a lot of animosity going on. And my principal called my mom and said, "Hey, I can't protect him at school. So if he goes, he's on his own."
Mm-hmm.
And so my mom, being hard headed, was like, "He's been around those kids. So there's no issue going on. There should be no issue." My aunt was in town from Arizona.
Dude, you are the Fresh Prince.
Basically, yes.
Your
My
aunt was
aunt
in town.
my aunt was in town visit because they what they do is my grandma comes down and sees all the family. She does that every year. So my aunt was kind of like watching over my aunt Florence, which she's passed away. Rest in peace, Aunt Florence. But she came down and she picked me up from school because she was gonna take me and my grandma out to lunch, Sizzler of all places. And what happened was, I had so Bruce Smith was a football player, right? And my grandma doesn't really spend money on me that much. And this is my aunt Cheryl, and I hung out with him prior to that. She said she's not really my grandma, and not really my aunt, but she's my mom's friend.
Mm-hmm.
So I just treat them like family. So her mom bought me these hundred. By the way, this is in the '90s. $105 shoes that I saw because I was such a big defense fan for Washington, and I bought his shoes. So I went to school, and a lot of people saw these shoes, and they were like, "We're going to take these shoes after he gets out of school." So I walked out to the car, and when I went to open the door to my mom's car that my aunt had, they took a pipe and hit me in the face, and I busted open, and then they took my shoes, and then they started just basically wailing on me, and then my aunt had to pull me in the car. They took me to the hospital. I had to get stitches like all the way down and it wasn't bad. I mean, I had it many years. You can still see, like, if you look at the back of my forehead, you can see like a big old scratch on my head. That's from where the pipe hit me. And my aunt was scared for my life, and she said she was trying to convince my mom to move because it was just getting really bad there. And my mom was an East Coast person, so she was like, my aunt's said, "Hey, I'm buying him a ticket. He's coming with me. You need to sign over, parental rights to me while I'm here, and then I'll take him to Arizona so he has a better life, so he can go to school and graduate and stuff." Because she was afraid I wasn't going to graduate. So instead of flying, because I had all my stuff. My mom said, "No, we won't fly him out. We'll drive him there, and then we'll go back." So my mom and me took a 3-day road trip from DC, by the way, to Arizona. And I mean, we were in the car the entire time. And I'm telling you, it was the worst drive I've ever been in.
Fuck.
So we stopped in Chicago on the way. Okay. And at Chicago, at the same time, like it must have been a perfect balance. Midway's from there, and they were dropping off Mortal Kombat 2 cabinets. And I never seen the game before except for Mortal Kombat 1. So when I saw 2, I was like, I'm seeing something no one's seen before. And I was the first one to touch it. I was the first one to play it. And my mom's boyfriend that was driving us was like, "Hey, we need to go." And my mom was like, "No, you're going to give him like 30 minutes. We put this poor kid through hell for the last 2 days. We're going to at least let him, have some fun, and we're going to get something to eat." So she gave me like a whole roll of quarters and just let me just go nuts on it.
Nice.
So it has a lot of sentimental value to me. So Mortal Kombat 2 is my next one. When this came out, you'll laugh at me. I was a stalker. My mom was broke and she couldn't get this for me. I lived on a porch on the top of Arizona, and down the bottom was a balcony. And this guy was playing it, right? And I was like this on the balcony. I was just sitting like this watching him, just jealous that he had the game.
Yeah.
And he saw me, and he turned around and he just closed the sheets, and I was so fucking bummed. So my mom felt bad. My aunt and them put some money together, and then they got me Mortal Kombat 2 on Super Nintendo. This is a Sega version, but
yeah,
I love this game. Awesome upgrades. Nintendo finally calmed down and stopped crying about fatalities and let fatalities go because they lost a bunch of money on the first one.
Yep.
No more sweat. Yes, no more
sweat.
Yeah,
no more sweat. Exactly.
Upgraded Goro, Kintaro, mystery characters were added onto it. There's so many trolls in the game. God dang, I love it. The AI sucks, but the game is just super fun to play with your friends. That's why I like Mortal Kombat 2.
Well, here's the first bad Metacritic review for you. And you have to defend this.
Okay.
This one's in Spanish. Este juego es una poronga. No, I'm just kidding. I'll just, the translation. This game is a piece of shit. They have to, this was a 0, by the way, on Metacritic. This user review. I know, harsh. He doesn't like it. This guy doesn't like it very much. And you'll hear why. This game is a piece of shit. They have to eliminate it from the face of the earth because it is a piece of shit in every sense. Kintaro is completely broken, and he's a total jerk in general. Everyone says that Mortal Kombat 3 was Midway's worst mistake, but in reality, this stupid game was its worst mistake. Sons of bitches. All those who are in charge of this shitty game, I hope the worst thing in the world happens. Shitty bastards. Fucking sons of bitches. I hope their car stops on the Pan American Highway. Suck my cock. Good morning.
So, I know what he's mad about.
Oh, ridiculous. Oh,
Midway
my gosh.
You have to understand, like, arcades are like a business, all right? When the arcade owners need to make profit, they gotta have something to get the kids off the games. They don't want you getting good at it, so they had AI that was built into it. So, funny story. There is a option on Mortal Kombat that you can put a code in on between the two controllers. And someone found this out. And basically the difficulty level is at the extreme. But what's even funnier is that even if you downgrade it to the easiest setting, it still will whoop your ass.
Well, so this isn't the era where like it's this is for quarters. Like this is to make money for the arcades. Correct. So the game makers had every incentive to make it unfair. Which howdy did they? It literally reads your controller inputs and then like in computer fashion, like as fast as it can, counteracts your move, so you can't win.
The other thing I think he's mad about is that once you get to Kintaro is freaking ridiculous. Like beats the crap out of you. The two people you don't want to play in that game that will not make you mad, Kintaro and Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn will just Shadow hits you the entire time on
Yeah,
the
I
hammer
know.
hit.
Yeah.
It's horrible. He did the same thing in Mortal Kombat 3. Just absolutely broken gameplay.
Well, yeah, it's Mortal Kombat 2. Like, it's on normal difficulty, like for the first match, and then bam, just all of a sudden, unbeatable. Or is it the first two matches? It's something like that.
So it's usually third match.
Yeah.
And what sucks is when you're looking at the tower, if you see Raiden, Melina, or Liu Kang, you just
walk
better
away.
start over. You just better start
Just
over.
walk away. Hey,
dude,
kid, you want this quarter?
Yeah, you're done.
Step
What
back
I
and
love
enjoy
about
the
it,
show.
what I love about it is that it finally gave Mortal Kombat like the lore that I wanted when I played the first game, because it wasn't so much. So you had like the living forest, you had the Deadpool, you had Reptile as a playable character, which I thought was just mind blowing. New characters like Baraka, which was freaking nuts.
Yeah.
They even had, like, what I love is a cool storyline. It was basically surrounded by Shang Tsung. So he basically got in trouble by Shao Kahn. He turned him young, and then he wanted him to manipulate the tournament so that he can win. So really good storyline with Midway. And I also like the cut scenes that they do. And Toasty, come on, that's
Dan Forden.
Dan Forden doing this business. It's just amazing, and I love that game.
You know, there's a population of gamers out there that still think that it's whoopsie and not toasty.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Where did that come from?
Well, I think that's what they thought, but like when you do a scorpion fatality and he does this fire and they blow up, he'll say toasty.
Well, not only that, but
from.
Yeah, and I mean, to further confirm, it's toasty. There was like a Game Pro or like some magazine that actually interviewed Dan Toasty Forden.
Yeah, correct.
So, yeah, without a doubt, it's toasty. It's not whoopsie, idiots.
Yeah, it's totally fine. What's your next one, sir?
Before I go any further, let's see. What was your first one? Batman. It got an 80 on Metacritic.
Really?
Or 80 on some like retro review site, but yeah, an 80 score out of 100. And then Mortal Kombat 2 got a 72 on Metacritic.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 72.
I would say Batman would be like an 85, and I would say Mortal Kombat would probably be like an 89 to 90.
I know, and mind you, this is a score from now, like from whenever Mortal Kombat 2 was ported to the PlayStation 3 at some point, like during a Midway collection. That's what the score is from. That's 72.
It was the Midway Arcade Classics.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then Pinball Fantasies was an 81, and Suikoden 2 is a 82.
How can that not be? Like, as much people that collect that game, that should be like in the 95s or 100s.
I don't know. All right, my next one is Metal Gear Solid.
Bravo.
And what else can I say about this game? Like, you know, I talk about Lords of Shadow and how Kojima team did me wrong, but I can't stay mad at you, Kojima. I can't stay mad at you because you gave me Metal Gear and you gave me Death Stranding and all this weird shit that's on the horizon. I will buy anything you make as long as it doesn't have Castlevania in the title.
100%.
But Metal Gear Solid has such an awesome story. It turned gameplay on its head, as Kojima tends to do. He comes up with so many like clever gimmicks and just mind F's you the entire time. And there's surprises around every corner. So like if there's a game that I could go back and play for the first time ever, it'd be Metal Gear Solid. If I could play it all over again without knowing anything about it. Because what an amazing game.
I have a question for you too.
Yeah.
Did you get the demo first or did you get the game first?
I got the game first. My friend Harley back in California actually exposed me to Metal Gear Solid, Suikoden, and Castlevania Symphony of the Night. All three of those games that are on my top 5, he introduced me to those games. So I have him to thank for that.
So I played the demo. So what happened was I
Mm.
went to a
Oh, I did
store.
play the demo. Shit, what was that on?
No, so
What?
here's the funny thing. It was given out for free, which was crazy. So I didn't watch E3 because I was a young kid at the time. So what happened was they released demos. I have a demo here
Yeah.
sealed, by the way. They had demos, right? And what happened was I was a Metal Gear fan from the NES games. I beat Metal Gear on the NES and I beat the Solid Snake one.
Mm,
So I thought it was like the third trilogy. I didn't know that he actually made those games at the time.
yeah.
The demo came out and I was like, wow, they're making Metal Gear again. Awesome. And I played that demo and I swear to God, I just like Resident Evil 2's demo, I went through every nook and cranny on that game.
Yeah.
Every nook and cranny trying to find stuff. I just thought it was just mind blowing on what the stuff they were doing.
I totally forgot that I had even played that demo, but I think I got the demo like with my DualShock PlayStation. Um, and Metal Gear Solid has a Metacritic score of 94 out of 100.
Should be 100.
Yeah.
Psycho Mantis
Oh.
is my favorite boss of all time.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
say it.
He's awesome. Okay, so I've got a bad review for Metal Gear Solid. If I can find it, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. It's a really short and sweet one. Never before have I been as frustrated by a game than with Metal Gear Solid. I'm trying to figure out where this guy is coming from. He gave it a 3 out of 10 on Metacritic
I think he probably
as
didn't
a
know how the
user
sneaking
score.
qualities of it. I think he probably thought like it was like a running gun.
I think he went there guns blazing.
I think so too.
I don't think he was playing it right.
I think so too.
Yeah. So, I get it. That genre's not for everybody. You have to take it slow and methodical, but that's just not the kind of game it is for this person, apparently.
I love sneaking behind people and doing the choke. It's like,
Yeah, no, that like cracking sound. You're like, oh, he broke his neck. Yeah,
and then dragging them and hiding them. I thought that was mind blowing.
yeah, dude.
And I used to hate like I would be dragging them and then I'd forget there's a guard there and I'm like, ah, crap.
What was that noise?
What was that noise? That game's so great. All right, my next one. I had to thank my mom for this because now I'm an addict of this game. Except for part 4. Sorry, everyone's all like part 4 is the best one. No.
Oh, you love part 4.
My mom went to a store and she was trying to be really nice to me. So my mom gets tax money, and so she wanted to, hey, let's spoil the kid. Let's go do something. So remember I told you about that game store I go to and it had all these games. I'd buy like trunk loads of games and stuff.
Mm.
So my mom was looking for Mortal Kombat 3 for me. Speaking of this thing, Mortal Kombat 3 for the PlayStation. And she found it and she bought it. But then right next to it was another game. And it was a guy terrified on his face, had spiders on it. She turned it around. There's this big old zombie on the back cover of it. And me and her were big into horror and sci-fi horror, And she was like, he's going to love this. And she was freaking right. And I've been in love with it ever since. And that would be the original Resident Evil 1.
Yeah.
Now, I know what people are going to say, like you had a conversation with me earlier. What about Resident Evil 2? I get it. Resident Evil 2 is everyone's favorite. It's really great, all that type of stuff. But I like this on the basis that it made it feel like it was a B cheesy horror movie.
Yeah.
And it literally was the first game that literally like actually scared the shit out of me to play. Dogs breaking through the windows. The storyline was awesome. There was so many. It's a Metroidvania basically. You're running around the different areas to get supplies to get farther in the game. And yes, people hate the take controls. I have no issue with take controls. I can do take controls all day. This version of the game is probably harder to find because this is what the original release was. But man, did this blow my mind when I first played it. Everything about it was great. I beat it through the first time I played it. I spent the entire night playing it, and I just could not assess enough on it. So Resident Evil is my next one. God bless you. Thank you, Capcom, for making another amazing franchise in your entire category of amazing stuff that you guys have.
So Resident Evil got a 91 on Metacritic.
I can agree to that.
Sorry, man, got a tickle in my throat. This is another one that I pulled up a Metacritic review for.
Uh-oh.
And this person didn't like it either. He gave it a 0.
Wow.
I know, right?
Wow.
Says, where do I even begin with this abysmal excuse for a game? Resident Evil for PlayStation is an utter disappointment, and I'm convinced it was designed to torment players rather than entertain them. Capcom should be ashamed of themselves for releasing the steaming pile of digital horror. First and foremost, the graphics are an insult to the PlayStation's capabilities. I've seen better visuals on Game Boy. Okay. The character models look like they were created in the early 90s, probably were, and the environments are so bland and pixelated that I wondered if I'd mistakenly booted up a retro game. When are they playing this? July 24th? Yes, you did boot up a retro game, you idiot.
1996.
I know, but this person reviewed this in July of this year. What a moron.
Here's the problem they have, is that these kids, because they only got the Origins collection, so they got the good, like, HD update Resident Evil. And what do you expect? He probably went backwards to see what it was like, and he's like, "Oh, this is terrible."
Yeah, they said, I spent more time fumbling with the awkward controls than actually playing the game. Is this some sadistic attempt to add artificial difficulty? If so, they succeeded. It is a convoluted mess. It's as if the writers took random horror cliches and tossed them into a blender without any regard or coherence or logic. The plot twists are predictable, and the dialogue is so cringeworthy that it had me rolling my eyes for more than cowering in fear. Yeah, okay. Audio design is another travesty. The voice acting is laughably bad. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And the sound effects are so jarring and poorly timed that they end up killing any semblance of suspension or tension. This person's a great writer, but they're an idiot.
Here's the thing. If you don't know tank controls, too bad for you. I'm sorry you didn't play Atari back in the day and don't realize what tank controls are all about.
What? Okay. Sorry, go ahead. Finish that thought.
2, the thing is that it's making fun of horror movies back in the 80s and early 90s. They're all cheesy. All the storylines, the concepts, and everything are all cheesy.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a funny one. Freddy Krueger, right? There's a movie where he takes his spirit and gets into a baby that has dreams to come out as Freddy again. That's literally a real concept. Sorry.
Man. It's fine. No, this is the one that got me a little incredulous here. I have no idea what they're talking about because, yes, they are reviewing the game on the PlayStation, the Resident Evil on PlayStation. They say, and let's not forget about the infuriating save system. Limited save slots in the absence of an autosave feature turned the game into a frustrating exercise in repetition. It's 2023 for crying out loud. How can a modern game lack such a basic feature that has been standard for years? What do they think they're reviewing here?
I think, honestly, it's not the old Resident Evil. I think it's... I don't know. I mean, if he's playing the old one, then that's different. But like if he's playing the new one already has kind of autosaves, but the game's never had autosave. It's always ink ribbon because if you screw up and die, you have to start over again. And that's the whole concept. It's survival horror. If you don't have enough stuff, you're done. You're screwed.
It's limited resources. It's scraping together what you can to survive, guys.
Correct.
Idiot.
Yeah, that guy's a
dumbass.
Ass hat for sure.
Anyway,
when you're reading it, it sounds like this. Ooh, I don't like the controls, and I don't have autosave features, so I can't freaking do this game. It is stupid. Oh, the backgrounds are pre-rendered. I don't like that. I like freaking super high def graphics.
Yeah.
Sorry. Get off my soapbox.
Yeah. My second favorite game of all time, and it still has not usurped my my favorite game of all time, but it's damn close at this point. The Binding of Isaac: Repentance.
I'm shocked it's not number 1 for you.
By all rights, it should be, but it's gotta. Nah. The Binding of Isaac Repentance is an incredible game that got an 88 on Metacritic.
That's crazy, especially for Zelda fans.
Yeah, yeah. But The Binding of Isaac is a roguelike game where you are a kid who is trying to be murdered by his crazy mother who is into Christian television and hears from God that she's supposed to like kill you. You know, it's kind of like the story of Isaac. But you escape into the basement and you're basically fighting off all these bugs and horrors and all the stuff that you run into trying to survive. It's a really gruesome, like morbid game, but it's incredibly well done. Like just tons of replay value. I've played that game on the PC, on the 3DS, on the Vita, on the Switch, on the PS4, on the not PS3, but now I'm playing it on the PS5. So I've played through the Binding of Isaac in different iterations so many times. I've put thousands of hours into this game, and now Repentance is the ultimate version with the most content. Even it even like took in some of like the fan user content. Yeah, it's incredible. I haven't 100%ed it, but eventually I will.
What's funny about it is, and I won't use that word that Jesus uses, the HG word, but
Yeah,
when you showed me the game, when I first watched you play, I was so baffledly confused by it. I was like, is that poop? Is that
yeah,
this? Like, what
yeah,
is this? It's like so baffling. But then once you get into the gameplay of it, it's addicting because you want to get farther and farther and farther.
yeah.
And like you're like an encyclopedia of all the stuff that you can
Mm-hmm.
do in that game. I know nothing about it, so I'm just going
Yeah,
into it blind, like, I guess this is okay, power ups. And it's kind of like
exactly.
a risk reward thing, and it's tough. It's like a I tell you, like a bullet hell shooter meets Zelda meets Rogue. Because
Yeah,
like you don't know any scenario, and it's always different. You don't get the same one twice, so it's always different. So
yeah.
really, really cool
And
game. I
it's
like it.
random, like what power ups you run into, and like you said, like unless you've played it for hundreds, if not thousands of hours, you have no idea what these power ups are, and like you know, if you get different sets of power ups, they synergize together and then like do different things, and it's just nuts sometimes.
Maybe someone can make a fan book on all the power ups. I don't know.
Mm-mm. Nope.
My next one, it means so much to me. Like, you don't even know. Like, the soundtrack's amazing. The gameplay is amazing. I consider it the best beat 'em up ever made in this entire existence of the world. That would be Streets of Rage 2.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
This,
Castle Crashers.
yeah, I love Castle Crashers, by the way, and I'm mad I didn't get that Switch copy of it. God dang it, I'm so mad. Uh, Streets of Rage 2 is what Sega finally sold me over to it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I remember playing Skate all the time, and I just loved his moves where he jumped on the head and punched people in the head. They have a wrestler named Max where he like
Mm-hmm.
suplexes people and stuff. Uh, this game is just so amazing. From every level is awesome. Uh, the soundtrack, oh my god, like it's my favorite soundtrack of all time. If I'm just hanging out, I'll just
It's
play it.
insane.
It's the best. The best soundtrack of a video game ever. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah,
I have it on vinyl. It's amazing.
yeah. There can be
And
an
to the
argument there.
point, like let me just tell you this. Let me show you this. This is really funny. I even have like a cheat sheet from my Game Pro
La
that
Mesa,
tells you,
California.
yep, and it's basically tells you like what you can do. You have two controllers, and basically you can get the stage select for it.
Hmm,
This is from my magazine. This is original. I
that's
thought you would
awesome.
really enjoy that. Uh,
Vintage.
Let me show you how vintage this is. This is a variant of it too. Look at that. Have you ever seen a black labeled Streets of Rage 2?
I don't know. Hmm.
But The I love this game so much that I literally got a collector's edition of the console, the Streets of Rage 2 bundle for it. I have the not for resale version of the game, which is in that box, and this. Then when they came with a vinyl for it, I couldn't believe it. I even got the guy's autograph who made the album because it means so much to me.
Sick.
Super awesome. If you're out there, if you want the best beat 'em up ever made, definitely try this. For sure, you will not be disappointed.
I have a Metacritic review for that says it's no Double Dragon 3. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, I was about to jump out of this chair and leave. I was going to leave upstairs.
Let's see. Streets of Rage 2 got an 89 on Metacritic. Or retro review or whatever. Yeah, it's 89.
99.9 is what that game should be.
Oh, man. Let's see. Oh, my final. And I already said, earlier that it's in my top 5, and I hadn't even mentioned it yet. So any keen listeners out there already know that I'm going to say Castlevania Symphony of the Night is my favorite game of all time. I'm a huge Metroidvania fan. I love the ambiance of Castlevania. Always have, ever since I was little. I didn't have Castlevania growing up, but I remember going over to my cousin's house and just being like fascinated by them playing Castlevania. Like, seeing all the like hidden treasures and fighting all these like undead monsters and just, it was so freaking cool, man. And Symphony of the Night took what Metroid tried to do and failed at and perfected it. It's the perfect Metroidvania.
You were about to get blown up by number 1 real quick.
And Symphony of the Night also got just an 89 on Metacritic. And here's a bad review that I have to defend. I haven't even read this yet. It says, the gameplay is super repetitive. There's barely any depth to it. I know there are many different kinds of weapons, but it always seems better to run up and mash square. Playing on PlayStation, obviously. Not to mention, every time I want to switch items, I have to scroll through a long list and select the one I want and switch back to the previous one. The older style of games did not have a very complex combat either, but they made up for that with fun platforming. Fun platforming? What the fuck game are you playing? Not only that, but the enemies were meticulously placed in such a way that it was much more engaging. Symphony of the Night seems to throw a bunch of them, and they spelled throw wrong, throw a bunch of them around in a long hallway. This would all be relatively excusable if it weren't for the god-awful checkpoint system. There is no checkpoint system. There's save points.
Save points, yes.
They feel incredibly sparse and make absolutely no effort to direct the player toward them. Yeah, it's called exploration, dipshit. This is extremely annoying because if you die, you have to watch a long game over screen. No, it's not long, which then boots you to the title screen where you have to select your game file and go back to your game. Once you're back in, you have to go all the way back to where you were before, taking about 30, 60 minutes. Well, find the save point, idiot. And it's not like it's very fun either. Idiot. The game also makes health potions sparse, which make death a very likely possibility. Get good. My problem is that the game's difficulty is repetitive and boring gameplay. Overall, the game just doesn't seem engaging, and it feels super brain dead and repetitive. Fuck off. I'm not even gonna...
You just dadded him. You're like, get better, son.
Yeah, get good.
Can I say the one anger thing in that
video
review?
Games. What's up?
You know the one thing that angers me, that makes me really upset, is that him talking about the game over screen. Shut your mouth. Game over.
Game over.
It's so great.
It is. It's awesome.
Someone got a little essence of Ralph Julia in there, and I love it. Every time I hear it, it makes me laugh.
Yeah, I'm gonna call this person out, Big Poppy Shrek. Get good at games, son.
Here's the thing about that game, which kind of blew my mind. I found it by accident, and the only gripe I have, and this is my anger review, and please don't kill me,
no,
was that stupid I thought I beat the game for fucking like
Yeah.
almost fucking years, and then come to find out that there's a backwards fucking castle. It
Yeah.
made me so mad I had to go back.
Yeah.
But what was interesting was there was no 2D games on the PlayStation really. And when I heard there was a Castlevania coming out, I saw it, I rented it. I was like really excited about it. And I was like, holy crap, they made it like a Metroid game. This is awesome. And loved it. So I
Mhm.
absolutely agree for number one. It should be great. Except
Yeah.
for my number one. That you blatantly stole it from.
I don't know what
This
you're talking
is
about.
this is my joke. This is like your Castlevania sitting next to my game, and he's going like this, like, oh, what is he doing? Oh, I'm gonna answer that
Copy your
answer too.
homework.
Yeah, get off my homework. Don't look at my stuff. And what's funny about this, just like Link's Awakening, there was no approval for this game. There was just a bunch of dudes just messing around with gameplay mechanics to see if they were going to make this, and then finally Nintendo greenlit it. And what happens is Nintendo always has bad timing with this game, and they always get shits on because it's like, oh, it doesn't sell that well, or oh, it's not. I mean, no one really thinks it's popular. It's not Mario and Zelda, so it's not really that cool. Bullshit. This game is perfect. I don't give a shit what anyone says. It invented speedrunning. It invented speedrunning. It invented speedrunning. And on top of that, the gameplay mechanics were perfected. Perfected. Not copied. Perfected. This game is perfect. 100 out of 100. 100 plus 100. 10,000 gold stars. I don't give a shit. But anyone
See,
says,
Samus wanted to be the Belmont so bad that they stole a whip.
let me tell you this funny Toys R Us story. I walked in the store with my mom, right? And I'm not kidding you. There was a big Kraid display with a Fantoon, and it said coming soon. And right by their display thing was a Laserdisc player that I've been trying to look for. If anyone has that Laserdisc, I
Yeah.
want it. Of Samus doing a super bomb and it blowing up like a nuclear bomb. And I'm gonna tell you what, I was probably 10 or 11 years old, but that was probably the first time I ever got a hard on in my life. I was like, I've got to get this fucking game now, like
Oh my
right now.
gosh.
And let me tell you how crazy it was. I literally walked over to all the receipts and even to the back storage area where the security guy was, looking to see if this game was there, which it wasn't out yet. But what happened was when it got released at Blockbuster, I drove my mom crazy. I rented this game every week. I put a tab on the game so I knew which copy was mine that I
Yeah.
had all my save files on. And my mom wouldn't buy games, so she would be like, "Hey, you need to keep renting it if you want it." And I drove her crazy enough. She's like, "Screw this! I'm buying this game." And that would be
Yeah.
Super Metroid. Holy shit! This game is the best of best, top of line Metroidvania. No one has not beaten it yet. It is the king of kings of Metroidvanias. It is Metroid first for a reason. It's because of this game. I don't even want a fucking remake of this game. If they fucking remake this game, I'll punch Nintendo in the dick myself. This game is fucking amazing. I played this over 1,000 bazillion times and still love it to the way
Well,
it is.
Eric, since we can't agree on what's the best Metroidvania between Symphony of the Night and Super Metroid, let's go to the Metacritic scores, shall we?
I don't give a shit.
Symphony of the Night, 89. Super Metroid, 88. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, let me see. Your guy walked over to Nintendo and was like, I think I'm going to do that for my game. Oh, by the way, let me ask another question. They literally blatantly stole the mapping system in the game, too, which I thought was hilarious.
This
not
is true.
Change the colors, not change the colors at all. And the only difference about save points is that there's no S. There's no S for the save points.
Oh, that's funny.
When I even played it, I was like, did the Metroid developers work on Symphony of the Night? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it's crazy. It's a third story in the line of this game. A lot of people don't realize that it's actually a trilogy. Metroid 1, Metroid 2, and then basically this is what we call the Return of Mother Brain. The ending is epic.
Oh, yeah.
So if you don't know, Samus took a Metroid from SR388. She gave it to scientists, and then Ridley came back and stole it. And then she has to go back to the original planet from the first game, and she has to save this baby Metroid. To come to find out, it turns into a giant Metroid. And I won't spoil all the rest of it for you, but this game is made to be broken. Like all the stuff on it, like the jump mechanics, the spine sharp mechanics, the weird gameplay that you could do in the game. Like some people can beat this game without even getting power ups, which like blows my mind.
Dang.
And created a genre of speedrunning. Everyone did ridiculous things in this game, and that's why it's my number one. I love it. I will lay in bed with it. I will caress it as one of my own. This game has given me so much happiness in my life, and no, Nintendo, you cannot remake this. Don't you touch it.
So you talk about the epic boss fight with Mother Brain and that.
Yeah.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention that. So Eagle Island Twist. So Eagle Island Twist, our release, has both Eagle Island Twist and then the original Eagle Island on it. Eagle Island proper is a roguelike that is like procedurally generated, so it's different every single time you play it. Eagle Island Twist, however, is curated levels that have a gimmick or a twist for each level. Well, one of those levels is an homage to Super Metroid.
Which I played it and loved it. Oh, by the way, was there a Castlevania homage in that game?
No, sadly.
We're the winners. Yes. Suck it.
Oh, no.
But those are my top 5. It was hard to do because I love so many games.
Shoot, and I thought we were going to have some more content for this episode, but I think this is pretty good.
So I have. Let's do one honorable mention that you wish you could have put on your list.
I got to think about it. On the good list or bad list? Probably good list. Yeah.
Let's just do good list.
Okay. After playing so much this year, Tears of the Kingdom, it's on my top 10 somewhere. Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, incredible game, incredible.
I'm gonna have to go with one. I'm gonna pull it down, and this is I don't think this game gets enough love. It's very expensive, so please don't buy this. But I did a garage sale with my mom, and I basically, you're gonna be sad, I sold a lot of the really highly games that are sought after now for this, and it was really expensive. But I loved your Ghouls and Ghosts series that you enjoy, and that would be Demon's Crest.
Yeah, Demon's Crest.
Holy shit! This game is the soundtrack, the gameplay, Metroidvania stuff that they added to it too. This game is awesome. It's one of the coolest dark soundtracks I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I would highly suggest you playing it on the emulator. Please don't buy this at all. For the love of God, don't buy this. But that's my honorable mention. Last but not least, corrections. Do you have any corrections from last week, sir?
I really didn't give any thought to it, and typically whenever we have corrections, it'll be like I'll be like listening to the episode and it'll be like, oh crap, no, that was wrong. No, and whenever I was editing the last episode, I didn't come across anything like that, so I don't think I made any mistakes.
My correction is I'm sorry once again for my audio issues with my throat, and also my camera completely glitching out. I have no clue what the hell was going on. It's like someone like spied in the Matrix. It was perfect today. And I bought these only, and I told him the same thing. I only bought these so the audio quality is amazing. And like I said, I'm sorry that we've had these 2 problems these last podcasts. I hope this brought us back up and not down. We're learning this as we go, so please be very gentle when you do this.
Dude, I was looking at our like YouTube numbers the other day. Someone actually went out of their way to give us a thumbs down.
Wow.
Yeah, on one of our episodes, man. I'm like, what? Okay. Thanks.
Well, I think the problem is now is that like most YouTubers have like this high production value, and they don't understand that like they came from nothing too. All right, like give us a fucking break. Listen,
Yeah,
people, I
geez,
understand
wow.
you watch fucking 4K and HD and all this bullshit. I'm a logistics guy by trait. All right, if you need a fucking package, I got you. I don't know anything about this shit.
I just assumed that maybe it was a Dodgers fan and like he saw my Giants gear, or maybe he likes Monster Energy drinks and not NOS. He was
Maybe
just
he's
that
like,
upset about it.
maybe he's 12 years old and hates old guys. You never
It,
know.
it could be, man. Like I can't remember like the last time I actually disliked a video. Like actually went out of my way to dislike a video. It's whatever.
And they can hate all they want. The thing
Yeah.
is that this is all fun. It's not like I'm going to be a millionaire on YouTube. I'm sorry. I'm not
Yeah.
the Paul brothers. I'm not Metal Jesus Rocks or, the
Mhm.
Crew.
Yeah.
You have to start from somewhere, and you have to kind of understand that like we're learning. So you could suck my middle age gamer ass if you don't like us.
Oh shoot. Yeah, there was one thing that we were going to talk about this week that we didn't get to, but we'll talk about it a little bit down the line. I think we'll tease it. Should we say what we're working on? Some possible merch.
We are doing a bar over here. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know anything about it. There's a possible T-shirt in the realm.
Mm-hmm.
We'll show them off first. Like I said, we don't got like we don't have a website like Magdx.com or some shit like that. We don't have
No,
that.
dude, we're just a couple like
So we're learning.
We're doing
learning
live
about promotions. Like I'm learning about hashtags. How old am I? I'm like, oh, it's a hashtag.
Yeah. Middle-aged
I love all
gamers.
you guys. Thank you guys for spending some time with us and enjoying the show. I'm sorry, Jeff Getsky. Sorry, I don't have Neo Geo Turf Masters on my list. Sorry. I don't got $10 billion. So, you have to get that from Rodolfo. But appreciate all you guys. We'll see you next week. This will be the season finale of season 2. Hopefully we'll possibly have maybe a surprise on it or not. We'll see from there. But remember, collect, open, play your games, and you can catch me on GI Gamer 1981 on Facebook and Instagram. I will be doing a review on these headphones a little more in depth, so you guys can check those out. And what will you be working on, sir? What would you like to plug?
You can catch me on Facebook at vgconsoleguide.com or my website vgcollectorguide.com if you want to check out any of the things that I have for sale. I am at the tail end of my 4-year journey of making this latest book of mine that's 2,400 pages, like I keep mentioning. It's a beast, and right now I'm working on the Game Boy Advance library. After that, it's just the PS Vita and the PSP, and I am done so. After that, it's just putting that thing to bed.
The Mary Kay and Ashley Advance, you mean?
Yeah. Surprisingly, there's only 2 games. It's Mary Kate and Ashley's Sweet 16, and I can't remember the other one, but there's only 2.
Every time I go into a store, I just run into those damn things. I'm like, how many damn games do they have?
Yeah, there's a bunch on GameCube, but only 2 on Game Boy Advance.
We'll catch you guys next week. Like I said, season finale. Please tune in, and please like, share, subscribe our podcast. We can't do this alone. Tell your grandmas, tell your uncles, especially ones that drink road sodas, and make sure to get us out there. We can't do it without you guys.
Yeah, and if you're listening right now and you're not subscribed, come on, man, click that button. Help us out. Help a brother out.
Hit that fucking bell. Hit the fucking bell. Not the Taco Bell. Hit the bell below.
You can hit the Taco Bell. Hit the Taco Bell after you hit the bell below our stupid faces. How about that?
Or when you're going to go get Taco Bell, put us on and hit the bell. I'll see you guys next week. Remember to not put plastic on your games. Have a good weekend.
Later, guys.